How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Highway Blossoms. I have zero idea as to what happened in the last few episodes, or the previous episode. I have no idea what the hell's going on. And it's probably because I haven't played this in a while, just a little bit. I don't think it was a really long time since the last episode was recorded, but since it has been just a little bit, I have no idea as to what the hell is happening and where we are right now in the story. All I know is that the treasure hunt is done. Our protagonists seem to have gotten the rest of the treasure. Our protagonists are also in a relationship with one another, and that is something we were all expecting. I have no idea what else is going on. So I guess we'll just read on and forget about the period of time that I was not recording this. Marina waltzes into the diner, keeping the door open for me as we scurry in from the breezy entryway. Immediately, she's drawn to the claw machine in the corner, filled to the brim with non-specific and unlicensed stuffed animals. I see we're in a Denny's. Her eyes glitter as she tries to get me to notice the glass box of wonders. Coming from anyone else, this action would be subtle, maybe a few quick glances at most. Coming from Marina, not so much. Instead, she repeatedly swings her head in the direction of the machine, like she's trying to form a giant crescent moon with her neck. But I know Marina well enough now. Well enough to know exactly which one she wants. Snuggled tight between a fuzzy ball with googly eyes and a lion with a crown lies the Holy Grail. A gray wolf with a polka dot bow tie. Unfortunately for her, our waitress is already waving us over to our seats. Marina stares into the glass, her foggy reflection lining up with the wolf. I take her hand and lead her to the booth. Once there's some distance between us and the waitress, I lower my voice.
Don't worry, I'll give it a whirl after we eat.
Marina, however, can't take a hint, and blurts out her response, alerting every wary soul in the diner.
Whoa, you actually know how to win at those? I've never been any good at them.
A counter lined with jumbo clones turns around and glares at us before shaking their heads and returning to their meals. I mean, it is true. Those things really are just like there to take your money, because you can get those stuffed animals for pocket change, in all honesty. They're dirt cheap. Then there's those machines that try to really get you to play, that have like technology in them, like phones and stuff. But those are the ones that don't work. They might work at times, but most likely won't. It's basically a rate or a chance. Or maybe it's designed so that it would not properly work for a certain amount of time so that it would pretty much gain a profit. That's all I know, though. Oh well.
Of course I do. You know how many of these diners I went to as a kid? When you eat at the same place almost every day, you get good. Fast.
Wow, you're like a claw goddess.
That's one way of going about it.
Damn right.
Marina ogles me like the claw goddess I am as we take our seats at the booth. I gladly accept her glory and praise. The waitress flops the menus on our table and silently waits for us to order our drinks.
Just coffee for me.
With her eyes glazing over, she turns to Marina.
What kind of shakes do you have?
The waitress reaches her wrinkly hands across the table and tosses the dessert menu in front of Marina. She flips through the menus and strains her eyes shut, focusing on what very well may be the most important decision on her life, though it really isn't.
Amber, you got coffee, right?
Right.
Then that's what I'll get.
Overflowing with certainty, she stares at the waitress and gives her a direct, confident command.
I'll have the coffee shake.
What?
Extra whipped cream.
The waitress doesn't even bother to write this down, instead dragging her body back to her tomb in the kitchen. I feel bad for people who work in restaurants solely because I've seen how it is, because I've worked in a restaurant.
You know that shake isn't gonna taste the same as my coffee, right? It's just gonna be a ton of ice cream and cheap coffee flavoring.
Yeah. But I at least gotta try it, for your sake.
Why would you choke down a crappy shake for my sake?
You do everything for me. Everything.
Of course I do. That's my job.
A stiff chuckle slips out from under her breath.
Right. But I want to do things for you too.
So you're ordering the coffee shake as a cosmic favor. You're losing me, Mare.
She whines, momentary frustration seeping onto her face.
No, not like that. It's silly, but I want to poke around in your mind a little. That way I can do favors and help. So I guess it's not just for your sake, but for both of our sakes.
She smiles and rests her head to the side, as if expecting my shoulder to be there like always. Realizing she's only leaning on air, Marina blinks, then tries to play it off with a tiny cough.
I saw that.
Before I can take my teasing to more exciting places, the waitress returns from the kitchen, barely managing to balance our drinks on the platter as my coffee splashes everywhere. She doesn't seem to care. She places our drinks on the table, then limps out her notepad and pen to take our orders.
Thanks, but I'll stick with coffee.
Marina is too distracted by the shake to notice. Her eyes climb up the tower of extra whipped cream as it twirls to the ceiling, rivaling the thermometer outside. Oh, that's right, that's where we're at.
Snap 2. What do you want?
Oh!
She opens the big menu and flips through the pages multiple times, front to back, side to side, even upside, repeating the process every time.
Before we miss the festival, Mare.
I know, but there's just so much to choose from. I have to be picky.
You didn't have a problem vacuuming up everything at the buffet.
Marina drops the menu. If it were a few pounds heavier, I'm sure she would have dropped it on my feet. Handing the menu to the waitress, she leans over the table, inches away from my face. She places her order. Her pupils burn with intensity.
I'll have the pancake sandwich.
Huh? Dead serious. The waitress wobbles away, somehow not collapsing on her way back to the kitchen. I try not to burst out laughing at Marina, but it doesn't work. The cracks are showing. Stilted shorts and spurts of snickering keep leaking out. Marina's cheeks puff out, getting brighter as I bubble over.
Why do you have to tease me about everything, Amber?
I break. My laugh echoes across the diner. Again, we're met with glares, but I don't even care.
Fine. Maybe I won't share the treasure with you after all.
I wave off her empty thread and settle down.
I'm sorry. It's just that...
Done laughing, I rest my chin on the table and start fumbling with the salt and pepper shakers.
That's what Gramps used to order. All the time.
Marina has already reverted back to her usual self, watching me pass the salt and pepper back and forth like she wants to join in too.
It's so weird. Just 2 huge pancakes with eggs, bacon, and ham smashed in the middle. Things drenched in syrup.
That's actually disgusting, but I think by itself that'd be pretty okay.
That sounds super tasty, though.
I chuckle and slide her the pepper.
I'm sure you'll love it.
Now it's just the salt shaker, sliding between my hands.
He never eats the eggs. Always just passes them on to me. They're so gross. Just scrambled and cold and sticky. I always tell him no, but the dork just laughs and says he's gonna keep egging me on. Every single time.
Marina laughs at the stupid joke. I laugh too.
We would just end up bringing it home in a box, and when it went bad, he would just take it out of the fridge and say, "That's all, yokes," like it was the most clever freaking thing.
She laughs even harder at that one. I think I do too. I keep my eyes focused on the shaker, sliding it faster and faster. I don't know if I made this realization before, but I remember having this realization while recording other episodes. When they started their relationship, and I think even before, whenever she would bring up memories of her grandfather, I do remember there being a little bit more tension, at least from my perspective. I don't know if that's still the case. I really have no idea. I mean, even in Vegas, maybe that could have happened. I have no idea, because that's where they last were. But I don't know. I can understand why there could be tension and all that. Marina not really understanding, or Amber, excuse me. Or no, I'm getting our main characters mixed up. Marina's not understanding Amber, or understanding, where she's coming from, I guess you could say. And Amber might be pushing these memories on to her, thinking that she could be a replacement. Or not really a replacement, but I don't know, someone to share the memories with. I don't know.
When we go home,
I have
you two
no
really
idea.
need to get together and meet.
Well, hey, there's that tension. The salt shaker trips on my pinky and topples over, spilling a few grains of salt. I really timed that well. Marina is tense, but forces a smile anyway. She sighs. We both look down and go silent. I understand. Her grandfather had such an impact on her life. It makes sense that she would have these memories, especially when another person is around and she's enjoying life with that person, just like she enjoyed life with her grandfather. I can kind of get that. But holy shit, it is happening a lot, and that is concerning.
I think I'm gonna head back to the RV.
I get up and reach into my pocket, placing a bill on the table.
Amber?
Don't worry, I'll be fine. Just need some time.
Leaving Marina behind me, I walk out of the diner. Gorge. Blazing hot tears stream down my cheeks as I stumble through the motorhome. Oh yeah, she is crying. I'm choking, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. How could I forget, even only for a second? Am I really that heartless? I want to throw up. I can barely stand, tearing down all the magnets on the fridge as I trip over my own tears. The next thing I know, I'm falling onto the bed, and even though I land on its stiff concrete springs, I feel like I'm falling. The ceiling is getting further and further away as I sink deeper. I jerk myself up, faced with the photo that has comforted me and haunted me for so long. For a second, I smile again too, but then I remember, and it fades just as quickly. The tears start flowing again, harder than ever before. I curl up in a ball and bury my face into my knees. It doesn't help muffle my crying, cover the shame, or even make me feel any better. I just cry, and you know what? That's a good thing. People should let their emotions, feelings, everything that's bottled up inside, they should let them out. In any sort of way, whether it's by crying or yelling into the night sky, and trust me, it has to be a night sky. If you do it during the day sky, you're a fucking idiot. But no, just get it out. It's a really important thing to do. God, I wish I could take my own advice. The cracks have been forming for a while, and now I've shattered. I'm not sure if I'll be able to glue myself back together. It never occurred to me just how hard it would be when he was gone. Growing up, I wasn't just his responsibility. We were each other's responsibility. How many credit cards did I max up in those last few months? Even after he told me to stop, I kept pushing. Bank calls, doctor calls, middle of the night ER visits, everything. But nothing helped. Nothing. I tried so hard, but in the end I had to watch my best friend, the only person who ever wanted me, wither away. He held up his end of the bargain. Through every discovery, every stupid heartbreak, and every fight with Ma, he always took care of me, and always just loved me. I couldn't hold up mine though. I failed. Even now, I keep finding holes in everything I did. I could have found a specialty hospital. I could have read up more on new forms of medicine too. I could have, but I didn't. And now he's gone. My pants are damp. They've been soaking up all my tears, but I don't care. I just want my grandpa back. The motorhome door opens and brushes against the outside wall, followed by soft footsteps that creak along the floor. Marina. I try to act quick, sneaking a final few sniffs in before wiping away my tears, but it's no use. They just keep trickling down. She appears in the doorway. I turn away and drown out the sobbing with my hand. It's so embarrassing. She shouldn't have seen me like this, but I don't think I can muster enough composure to ask her to leave without breaking down. Marina reaches out for me, drenched with worry, but realization sets in and her eyes soften, reflecting a deep sense of genuine empathy and love. Silent, she sits down next to me and wraps her arms around my head before I can squirm away. Cradling me on her lap, she caresses my hair and cheeks with the tips of her fingers. My crying stops as I process it all, feeling nothing but her softness embracing me. Marina begins humming, gentle and breathing. I recognize the song instantly. It's from Gramps' favorite tape. She probably doesn't know the significance behind it. I've never even told her anything. Well, I'm trying to throw in words, sorry. I've never even told her, but she remembered it. After all the times I've looped it, she remembered. The tears come back, but quieter this time. She keeps humming regardless. It's a little choppy, her voice breaking off in some places due to lack of air, but I adore it all the same. I cry and I cry and I cry, letting myself go for the first time since it happened, all while listening to her hum, hiding in my warm, safe bubble with Marina bundled tight around me. Right now, she's the most important person in the world to me. So much warmth. I don't just feel moved, I feel a resounding sense of something that's even more special than that, and I want to build on it. Her voice sounded like she had concern. But why? That's the real question. And yes, please be happy that I didn't skip any part of that. Like, I usually skip those sort of scenes in the other visual novels I play, but I felt like it kind of added to the character development here, which is why I didn't do it. I'm still going to censor the shit out of it, but you know, I'm not gonna completely cut it off. Now okay, you know what? Never mind. I was gonna say the real problem was getting this back to 50% because I can't slide this like an actual text slider. I had to click and move it. The glow from the half-open skylight creeps in from above and shines down a strand of light onto the blanket. It divides the bed in two and slowly spreads across the room, casting off the morning shadows. My palm is warm and sweaty. Moving my fingers reveals my hand is still interlocked with Marina's. Now that's love. She never let go. I turn over and face her. She's still sleeping, curled on her side and laying on her arm, just so she can keep holding my hand. Soft and rhythmic, her breath brushes against my face. If I could, I'd watch her for hours. Trying not to wake her, I unchain my fingers, wiggling them until the numbness sets in and pricks away at my sleeping hand. Marina's nose wrinkles and the steady breathing stops. Swallowing, her eyes flutter open and she smiles. The day's first word slips out of her with a yawn.
Morning.
Sorry, did I wake you up?
She snuggles in closer and takes a deep breath, keeping her deep, wide eyes on me.
You sleep okay?
After the fire wave, Marina seemed unsure for a bit, but when I look at her now, none of that is there anymore. She's completely trusting. It's a little terrifying that I gained that trust so fast, especially since we pivoted around each other for so long. That kind of trust, that kind of responsibility, it's a very special thing. I had it with Gramps, and now Marina has given the same thing to me. From taking her to a gas station, finding treasure, and even fending off weirdos. She's put her trust into me to be responsible for all of it. Sometimes I wonder if I deserve it. Sometimes I have moments where I know I don't. Like when I can't find some lousy treasure. Like when I'm not around to help her out of a jam. Like when nothing I do can save someone, no matter how hard I try. Like when I just can't function. Like last night. Marina picks up on my silence. Her expression fades from trust to concern.
Something wrong?
Nah, it's all good. Slept fine.
I lean over to kiss her forehead, but pull back halfway. Ripping off the blanket, I leap out of bed and stretch. Marina turns a crimson red and eeps, throwing the covers over herself as our clothes from last night lie in heaps across the room. I dig through the cupboard and toss her a change of clothes before slipping into my own and beginning our morning routine.
We got a big day ahead of us. Assuming traffic isn't crap, we should be in Palm Springs by late noon.
She peeks out from the blanket and grabs her clothes.
And then the festival.
Almost. We have about a day to kill.
I run the coffee maker and head to the bathroom to start brushing my teeth. Behind me, Marina is changing her clothes. I can clearly see her in the mirror, but after last night, I'm not sure it matters anymore if I accidentally catch a glimpse of her.
So, do you know what bands you'd like to see yet?
My voice is garbled, muffled by the toothbrush stuffed in the corner of my mouth.
Kinda. I have a few ideas.
Spit. Most of which are just bands me and Gramps liked.
We should look at the lineup later. See if there aren't a few bands you might want to check out.
Finished changing, she scoots in behind me, directing our eyes to the mirror as she rests her head on my shoulder.
It's fine. I'll watch whoever you want to watch, Amber.
I watch the mirror as my face goes blank. Marina nuzzles against my cheek, bringing with her an aching burn that presses down on my entire being. Why does she believe in me so much, even when I'm such a wreck? The coffee maker beeps, saving me from being crushed by my own thoughts. I rip myself away from her.
Anyway, get ready. We're gonna hit the road as soon as you're done.
I rush to the sink. Steam rises out of the cup as my shaky hand pours the coffee, splattering most of it on the counter. Steadying myself doesn't work. My body won't listen. The burning coffee splashes on my skin as I wrench it into my mouth. It scalds my tongue and blisters down my throat. The pain sizzles all the way to my stomach. I gasp out a short scream, but quickly muffle it with my hand. With tears forming, I turn and make sure Marina didn't hear it over the running water. Once I'm sure, I wipe my eyes. After several sharp breaths, I pour myself another cup. Yikes! Alright, we'll stop it there. The reason why I continued is because I didn't know if there was going to be any updated sprites following the previous night's incident. So I just wanted to save all the censorship for one episode and not have to do a little bit in the beginning of the next. I'm smart, but I'm also lazy. But anyways, that's where we'll end this one. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and trust me, there will be another episode. It probably didn't seem like that when we came to this one because there really is no hiding it. The last episode I saved was July 14th. It's September 21st. It's been 2 months. A little over 2 months to be exact. Why I took so long to record this episode? I'm not sure, actually. I kept avoiding this, actually, and it wasn't out of laziness. I don't know why I avoided this and pretty much created yet another very small hiatus in one of my playthroughs. I don't know why I did. It might be because the relationship between the two characters felt so real that it kind of spooked me a little, but I don't think that's a believable excuse to go with. Maybe I don't have an excuse. I really don't know. But I just felt like I needed to avoid this. And the thing is, I enjoy this. I really do. So I have no idea why I waited so long to record the next episode like I did. It was weird, but yeah, sorry for that. I really am sorry. So to make it up to you guys, we'll be finishing this up hopefully in the next few episodes. I'm pretty sure there isn't much more of this to go. I have no idea. but I guess we'll see. So thank you all for watching. Again, I'll hope to see you in the next episode. So take it easy, and we'll reconvene then.